We're never going to get to a point where we shake hands with someone that will fundamentally change our life. Networking in general is something that I wish I did so much more in college. So I'm going to make a video here about advice that I would give to myself about, let's say, 5 years ago. And the reason that I want to make this video is because I want to standardize more so the types of content that I create. So hopefully you like it. Advice that I give myself from 5 years ago is, first and foremost, go and study more. And not the stuff that they're going to tell you to study, but really the stuff that you want to study and the things that you need to know. Much like finances in general, like how to organize businesses. There was a list of 25 books that Warren Buffett recommends. As it turns out, billionaires have been recommending books for a long time. And what I always think to myself is, why in the world did I not spend more time studying? I spent a lot of time getting stoned, which was stupid. However, and I'll flip this light on for the sake of interrupt. Maybe it looks better. But I should have read more, and I should have spent more time studying in general. I would also give the advice of finding about 4 to 5 people to make a book club with. Very, very important to realize that you don't have to do this stuff alone in life, because if you try to do it alone, you're probably going to stagnate to some degree. As it turns out, this is from, what is that book? Think and Grow Rich. This is from Think and Grow Rich. And the reality of it is that apparently some of the most successful people in the world actually spent a lot of time in masterminds. And they spent this time conversing with other people to a capacity that intrigued them, that added to their ideas, that increased their inspiration. And again, they never did it alone. They had this accountability factor that, hey, I want to build this thing out. The next time I meet with my mastermind, I should probably give them some updates so that I don't waste the other people's time. The other piece of advice I'd give to myself from 5 years ago, and I think 5 years ago I was basically about to enter dental school, so I was, this college graduate. And what I realized about the importance of not only surrounding yourself with the right people and studying more is, dude, you got to write down your plan. If you don't have a plan, or if you don't have a semblance of a plan, if you haven't committed to a plan in any capacity, you're going to have a hard time figuring out what it is that you want to do. And I used to journal a lot, mainly like kind of random times in my life where, I was coming across an epiphany or some sort of strange feeling. Really useful for that. But I should have thought to myself a little bit more like, do you want to do something 10 years out that you're actually proud of? Like, what is that thing? What constitutes as something Turab can be proud of? Girlfriends were good. Having mixed group of friends of different ethnicities, that was really good. Another piece of advice I'd give myself is write down the damn contact information of everyone that you've met. Write down the damn contact information of everyone that you've met. Had I done that, now me being an entrepreneur and building out the businesses that I'm building out, there's a very good chance that I would have had a nice group of people to call upon for things that I have no expertise in and no interest in learning how to get expertise in. So, so important. 5 years ago, I was coming out of college. Advice I would give: the friends that you have now are not the friends that you will have later. The friends that you have now are viewing you in a lens that you will stay the same most of the time. However, the most evolved people in our society, perceived successful people in society are the ones that every 6 months were almost a different person. Very cool to know, because that means that who you are now does not have to hold you in any capacity. That just because something does happen twice means it might happen again, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it will always happen again. This is, by the way, a rule of thumb that I've used for a long time that I actually broke apart recently by realizing that it is wrong. That you have to have a sense of understanding when it comes to things that occur again and things that might fuck you. But you have to also understand that we're human beings and we're capable of forgiveness, and that life can change drastically, sometimes overnight, by getting the right stimulus. Other piece of advice I'd give myself is more hygiene. Even now, cut your hair, take more showers, wear nicer clothes, try your hardest to look as presentable as possible, and put yourself, another piece of advice, put yourself in situations where you have to talk in front of a group of people. And ideally, put yourself in a situation where there is someone else that is talking to a group of people for a very specific reason, so that you may study how they present and how they captivate and how they capture. Without this understanding, we're never going to get to a point where we shake hands with someone that will fundamentally change our life. Networking in general is something that I wish I did so much more in college. And it's the reason that the Turabify Network even exists, is because I want to give people access to that network of people that will actually serve them over the course of their life. As it turns out, the greatest impact on you making money is partially the things that you know. But the greater magnitude of amplification happens, the greater catalyst for change occurs when we meet someone that has a skill set, that has a network. I made a lot of mentors out of my class teachers and out of older adults, assuming that they had the skills and things that I wanted to know. However, I did not make a targeted list of people or qualities of people that I wanted, mainly because of one of those other pieces of advice that I gave. I didn't write the shit down. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I think I spent ample time walking in the woods and being spiritually aware. I think I spent ample amounts of time, conversing with my friends and making them feel cared for. Super important. I would suggest getting that as much as possible when you were younger. Get socialized. It helps to be a genuine human being. I'm trying to think, other piece of advice that I would give myself 5 years ago. Oh yes, when I was a senior in college, there was a guy, a guitar player that was about 28 years old. And I was, I think, 21-ish at the time. And I was like, dude, I just can't get laid. Like, whatever. And the usual problem for weird, nerdy people. And he was like, dude, I've had the most sex in my life when I'm 28 years old now. And what that means is that when we know ourselves better, it's not about having lots of partners. It's about having maybe a couple partners that really know you and that you really like. To me, the sex thing really is more fun when you like the person that you're fucking, because, I don't know, you care more about it. It means more to you in general. Very important. Know thyself. Know thyself, know thyself. And if you think that you know yourself now, hopefully you imagine a version of yourself in 6 months from now that perhaps you will have a hard time understanding. Learn a lot, my friend. It helps. Actualize your potential catalyst. This world needs you. Take care.